Hello, this is just another field note on my series on music, learning new languages, and the brain. One thing I've noticed recently is that a lot of people learn to recognize a language, but they don't truly learn to speak it. And that's something that I've been very guilty of. I've gotten stuck in that process over and over again. I started learning Japanese truly. I guess I truly started learning it back in high school, but that was very short-lived, and there were decades between that and when I picked it up again. Also Spanish, so again, started learning them both with textbooks, and then later started learning them with apps. Specifically, the Japanese, I started using the LingoDeer app. I used to use a little bit of the Duolingo as well, but I settled on the LingoDeer. In the end, it had a lot of variation. It seemed like a great tool. I was entertained by it, and I bought it in one chunk, and I didn't have to pay any kind of fee, so it felt useful and affordable. It had a great section just on teaching the grammar concepts and the different sections of vocabulary that flowed really well, and had little tests, which was familiar to me and comfortable because language learning is a little intimidating. It also had a section where we teach the writing system, which was key. It had a section on like videos and conversations with people, and you just would listen, and they had little animated characters, I think. And then it also had like an archive of different conversations on the different grammar concepts that went forever. I would read those things and reread them, and I did that for at least a year. And I combined that with some graded readers, Japanese readers, which were really useful in lots of ways. The main point here is that it felt like I was learning, but and it was entertaining, and I was enjoying it, but I don't think I truly was. There was some missing piece there, and it came out pretty clearly when I was at a Spanish night with my brother and some friends, and they asked me to speak a little Japanese, and it just hit me all at once how much I knew, but how I couldn't then just transform it into actual speech very easily. They didn't even know what I would be saying. They just wanted they wanted to hear the sound of the language, they wanted me to hear my accent, they were just curious. And what I ended up saying was terribly basic, and it was awkward, and they still thought it was okay. They were very encouraging, as we always are trying to be encouraging when we're trying something new, but it just hit me that I was learning to recognize and not to speak the language. Something was missing, and this missing piece, I needed to figure out what it was and figure it out fast. So I did get a tutor, and I did plan my trip to Japan, a couple of them, and started talking with my friend who speaks Japanese more, and the missing piece was bringing it to life. So the concept is that you can, like a security camera, it goes in a loop. You're in the research phase of a book. Well, this is a better one. You're in the research phase of a book, but if you never actually start writing the book, when somebody asks you to read from it, you can't. Or the security camera loops. After a certain point, it's going to delete all the old information. So there's a point of diminishing returns, and I definitely reached that point. And so it was just, I needed to bring something to life ultimately in the end, and that's what I did with the music. That's what I'm doing now with the music, and I feel like I'm giving it a voice. I'm taking those little bits and pieces that I had, and I'm digesting them, and then I'm creating something from it. It's probably easier. That's what speech is. You're having to creatively form a conversation. So that's the easiest way to do it. But the music is another way to do that. So that was the major shift in my learning process that I wanted to share with you. You basically have to step out of your comfort zone, and you have to actively create to bring language to life. You can't just get stuck in that research phase. So that's the end of that. I will post another song and hopefully learn how to link it to this video. This is all pretty rough right now. I'm just posting things, getting them out there, trying to create some momentum, and maybe get one subscriber who wants to listen to this stuff. But I can understand why nobody's biting yet, because I have to get some more stuff out there. But thank you.